Lilith has done it again, nerfing a character right after the banner goes away. And I'm of course talking about the god of Rise himself. They changed his Divinate from giving 30% EP to stealth allies to 20%. Now that might not seem that significant, but when it comes to Desolate Lands where you have unlimited turns, and the team that you can run Ryota with, which is going to be the Shark Dude, can permacycle, a 10% nerf is a massive deal. I'm going to be showcasing 3 teams, 2 of which that has been significantly nerfed because of this nerf on Ryota. This first team is going to be the #1 team in Shadow Gale right now, where it can score 10 billion average score. And this team is unfortunately impacted the most by this nerf. It's going to be using Feng Shun because you want to double assist proc with Elif. And the thing with this Shark Dude is that his passive that he gains 10% AP whenever the boss is attacked will apply once per turn, but it can trigger multiple times when you trigger assist procs, like from Adrena. Elif can give you 2 procs, and you're also going to be running Yuhime so that you can pair up with the Shark Dude so that you can get more turns. The sets are going to be Ryota on a really fast Relief set. Relief set also procs Tetsuya's passive right here, so he can get more AP. His speed does not matter, and then Adrena's speed also doesn't matter. She just needs to be on crit damage, HP. Elif is going to be on Thunder, HP, and speed. You want her to be lower attack than your Tetsuya because you want Yuhime to be linked with Tetsuya. That's very important. Feng Shun on a really fast wind set. His set does not really matter that much. You just want him to be fast so that he can exhaust all of the buffs that he has on himself. Yuhime is going to be on the Nether set on crit damage, attack. No speed needed because she's going to be power boosted by the Shark Dude. And the reason she's going to be on the Nether set is because she's going to be moving a lot, and without it you don't have enough healing. Now this team, before the nerf, you can get 10 billion average score. The highest, I think it's probably like 15 billion that you can get. But with the nerf, let's see, I think it's going to be like more than 50% cut. Probably not even 6 billion. I think we're not even going to get, yeah, we don't even get 2 billion anymore. So the reduction from 10 billion average to not even 2 billion right now. So that's almost 80% reduction in damage just from a small 10% AP boost nerf. So we ended up with a 1.4 billion average from a 10 billion average. That's still a lot, but considering the fact that a 10% AP nerf resulted in a more than 80% score reduction, it's just crazy to think about. Alright, the next team I'm going to showcase is going to be this team right here. Now we're going to be using Zuohong because he can give the ally with the highest speed this Slack Buddy buff, which is going to give them 25% AP at the end of their active turn. So the build is going to be, you're going to be building your Tetsuya the fastest in the team, while the rest of your teammates will be 1 speed below if you can do it, 1 speed below your Tetsuya. And as for the set, you're going to be running Ryota with the same relief set but slower than your Tetsuya. Adrena, same set. Yuhime, same set. Zuohong is going to be on the relief set because when you proc a relief, that's also going to give 10% AP boost to your Tetsuya. Now this team is also heavily impacted by the nerf, going from 2 billion average to now I don't even think we can get 1 billion now. It's probably not even going to reach, yeah, we're not even reaching 500 million right now. Let me count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're not even in 1 billion. That's 100 million right there from 2 billion average. And the blitz is also way faster now because we don't have a lot of turns that we can go from 0 AP to 100% AP just because of that 10% AP nerf. Yeah, we ended up with a 200 million average. This team went from top 3 in the leaderboard to not even being able to compete in top 50 anymore. That's how big of a nerf the 10% is. Let me just give you the rundown on why it's such a big deal on the 10% AP nerf. If your Tetsuya gets a turn and he casts his S1, he's gonna get 10% AP from his passive because the boss is getting damaged. The pursuits from Adrena and also from Elif is gonna give him 10% additional as well. So 10% Adrena, 10% Elif. So that's gonna give him 30% AP. And from Ryota's Divinate, that's gonna give him 30% before the nerf, right? 30% AP. So in total, he's gonna be at 60% AP plus Zuohong's buff. That's gonna give him an extra 25%. So he will be at 85% AP before the nerf if you were to cast his S1. Alright, let's take a look. Boom, S1. After all of the assists, he's gonna be at 75% AP now instead of 85%. This is a very big deal because in PvE content that you have unlimited turns, this 10% AP difference is massive in the long run because you go from having like 1000 turn to having 900 turns essentially. So you basically just missed out on 100 turns of damage, right? And especially during the multiplier phase, that's a lot of damage loss. Now the final and last team I'm going to showcase is going to be the team that is impacted the least. It is currently ranked 2 in the leaderboard with 4.6 billion average before the nerf, and unfortunately it's going to be using R6 Una. So yeah, now the set is still going to be the same. Unas is going to be slower than your Tetsuya, and then Ryota same set on Adrina, same set on Yuhime, and same set on Zohong with the relief set, and your Tetsuya is going to be the fastest in the team. Now when it comes to this team, you don't have many opportunities to go from 0% AP to 100% AP, but because of the gap that Unas fills out for you, the AP that he boosts to your entire team whenever he casts his S1 or S3, that makes the team less volatile than the other team because you are not completely relying on the permanent cycle that you get from the other teams. So yeah, this team can still get like 2 billion plus. It's about the same as the first team I showed you, the score, but it's slightly better. 1.9 billion average. It is better than the other two teams, but we ended up using R6 Unas. So yeah, due to their incompetence, they had to nerf this guy by 10% AP, which then indirectly nerfs Tetsuya's damage in Shadow Gale by, as you can see, more than 80% in some of the teams. And this isn't even the first time as well, right? If you guys remember, Yukine was also an oversight by them. We were able to run Yukine in all of the Desolate Land bosses because of her R2 effect, allowing your entire team to freeze, which gave your entire team the Snowcloak buff, which allows your entire team to perma-cycle in all of the Desolate Land bosses. And instead of fixing it during that patch, they instead waited for the next patch to nerf the Frost set so that it doesn't work on bosses anymore. But thankfully this time is not that severe because in Yukine's situation, Yukine became totally useless in Desolate Lands, whereas Tetsuya is still the best team that you can run in Shadow Gale. It's just the fact that you go from 10 billion score to not even 2 billion average at this point. It's not just Tetsuya and Yukine. If you guys remember when Feng Shun was first released, he was able to be used in all of Desolate Lands bosses because of his Divinate right here, which gives him Fajani stacks at the start of the round. So it made him immune to the first petrification effect that the boss does. When he was first released, he was breaking high scores for all of the Desolate Land bosses. And again, he was only fixed like 3 to 4 patches after his banner release. They also, I don't think they gave any compensation for that as well. And then, if you guys remember, Sakura, when she was first released, she was also immune to the petrification effect from the Desolate Land bosses. It's because of her R2 right here. So you would use her for all of the bosses and she would not be petrified, so you can get this R6 effect for all of the Desolate Land bosses. And you guys guessed it, she was again not fixed on her patch. It was fixed like 3 to 4 patches down the line. And even further back, for those who played during the Ana era, when she was first released, she was literally impossible to kill because of a bug that would not allow her to get one-shotted, because when she loses a life, she would be immune to all further damage during that single turn. So she would be at 1% HP, and then once the turn ends, she will then proc her Rainbow Seed. So you couldn't kill Ana through multi-hits. That was the most game-breaking bug that made Ana unkillable during her release. And again, they only fixed that bug after her banner leaves, because back then it's way different than right now. Now you can choose which shimmer that you want to summon on any time. Back then you had to wait for their raid up. So when they released Ana, it was during a raid up, and after her raid up ends, in the next patch, only then they fix the bug. So yeah, they've done this multiple times in the past, and honestly, they will keep doing it in the future as well, because nothing is stopping them. Back then when they did this nerf or quote-unquote fix, they would give barely any compensation. It's like 100 crystals and that's about it, or 10,000 gold or something. Now it's 200 crystal and 500 divinate. Wow, that is amazing. No, I'm just kidding. This is absolutely meaningless. It's just the fact that they fixed this bug, or in this case, a nerf, after Ryota's banner is what leaves a sour taste in everyone's mouth. They could have fixed it during his banner, but no. It's always after their banner ends. I wonder why. So yeah, that's about it. Ciao.